Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle, and today we are making an Asian dish which has a few different names. Here in the States it's generally called Bao Buns. They're those white, soft, squishy buns that have filling in them. Now you can make them just the bun itself and then cut it and fill it how you'd like, or you can actually make them with the filling in it, which is what we're gonna do today. It's a very popular dish in the Netherlands, and there it is called bapao. So it comes in a lot of different names, but it's a very traditional dish. We're gonna start by getting the dough ready. Now the dough for this is not like a traditional bread dough, it's a little more like a dumpling dough, because as you can see, we're gonna use oil. So the first thing is I have, as you can see here, just a little more than a half a cup of lukewarm water. And to this, I am adding a teaspoon of white sugar. And we're just gonna give that a quick stir. The sugar is gonna make the yeast bloom faster. That's the only reason that's in there. And we are adding 1 teaspoon of yeast. And as you know, if you've seen any of my other dough recipes, we're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes until it blooms, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients in. See you back here in 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see we've got nice frothy yeast going on there. And so we're ready to add the remainder of our ingredients. I have 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil here. And to this, we are going to add between 2.5 and 3 cups of flour. And we are going to put this and mix this with a dough hook. You can knead it by hand, but this is obviously a lot faster. We are gonna let this knead for anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. You want it to be smooth and elastic. I'll show you what it'll look like when it's all done. All right, let's go ahead and get our dough out. We did end up letting it mix for about 10 minutes. I have a bowl here that I've put some oil in, and I'm just simply going to make this into a nice ball. And then we're going to put it in there. It is going to have to rise and double. Make sure you don't rush it. If it takes longer, just let it take its time. You do need it to double to get the gluten and everything active in it. So depending on if you're making this in the summer, it could take as little as 40-45 minutes. In the winter or in a cold kitchen, it could easily take twice as long. So you're simply going to place that in the bowl, and then I am covering it with some saran wrap. You can also put a damp kitchen towel, not soaking wet, just enough so that it doesn't stick to the dough. We're going to let this sit and proof, and I'll see you back here when it's doubled in size. Okay, so our dough is rising. Now, while that's rising, we're gonna make the filling. As I stated in the beginning, I am doing a tofu filling. We're making 12 buns today. So I have about 8 ounces of tofu here. If you wanted to use any kind of other meat, just make sure it is a ground meat. And then, of course, you're cooking it. So could be beef, pork, chicken, turkey, any of the following. They even use beans sometimes in them. Okay, I have 1 small onion that I have very finely diced. We're gonna go ahead and get our skillet on and slowly add our ingredients. Okay, so I put a little bit of oil in a pan. I've got it heating up. The first ingredient we're going to add is the carrots and the onion. We're going to saute those until they are soft. This carrot here, as you can see, I've pretty finely grated as well. When you're biting into the buns, you don't want a big chunk of something. You want everything to be cohesive in flavor. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our tofu. This is a firm tofu. We're going to make it crumbly, just like any ground meat would be. Okay, so the seasonings that we're going to be adding, we have soy sauce, hoisin sauce, oyster sauce. I have a teaspoon of each of these, as well as 4 tablespoons of water. Okay, get the water added. And we're going to combine that and kind of let that cook down until the water is evaporated. At this point, you want to turn the heat down to a medium heat and let it slowly evaporate. Okay, so let's get started with our dough, shall we? So the first thing you need to do is deflate the dough. So you're going to want to knead this for just a few minutes. You want it to get back to the size it was before it rose. Okay, so you want to make 12 equal-sized balls. So start off by making 2. And then you're going to divide the 2 in half. Okay, so now we've got 4. Now take each of these and divide that in half. You can make the buns as big or as small as you wanted. You can measure these by weight if you wanted to. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, as you can see. And you can kind of feel how they fit in your hand to make them all the same size. What you're going to want to do is, for your first ball, get it nice and smooth. You're going to want to keep pushing it around to make a smooth ball. Okay. You want to get them so that the center is not very thin, because otherwise the filling will come out. Okay, so let's get all our balls nice and pretty. Okay, so we got our balls rolled. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take them, flatten them into a disc, and you're going to want to push it out, leaving, like I said, the center a little thicker than the edge. Okay. Then you're going to take a scoop of the filling and place it in the center. Okay. Then you are simply going to place it, pull and tuck, pull and tuck around in a circle. Place it on the paper. You're going to let it rest for 15 minutes before we steam them. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, so we've got them all stuffed. You're going to want to place them in a steamer and leave space in between them so they are not touching. We are going to steam them for about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And it looks like I am gonna do four at a time. And you wanna start it on cold water. So you want the water to not be hot. We're gonna let the buns rest for 15 minutes to rise a little bit. Then we'll turn the water on, bring it to a boil, and then turn it down and cook them for 15 minutes. Okay, guys. We have fluffy bao buns. Okay, here we go. Have a lovely bao bun. I made a cute little dipping sauce for it, and I get to eat. Okay, the fun part, we get to eat. Look at that, guys. Can you see that? Let's dip a little bit of our bun and our sauce. Delicious. I wish you were here, but maybe not. Now I get to eat them all myself. This recipe was a special request from some of my followers in the Netherlands. So thank you for that hit up to do this recipe. Hope you try it my way, see if you like it. Thank you once again for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. Bye for now.